I find it super fascinating how we can, for example, you know, we're here, there are lots of vehicles, lots of logistics issues, and Prime Minister is very involved in the logistics. So whenever you see him talking and gesturing and so on, he is working out logistics issues. But I suppose maybe we're just not used to seeing a Prime Minister who's so hands-on that when you see that, you assume, at least not the people who are here every day who knows how the Prime Minister is setting up his own Starlink, creating. When we go back into the car, I'm going to show you the contraption that he created. This is a person who's very, very hands-on and very practical. So when you see him here, if the sound is, for example, the two trucks are not connecting, he's able to say, hey, check this, check that. So when you see those expressions, it's literally an expression of, what do you call it now? Concentration, you know, and problem solving. You know, he's not somebody who, if there's a problem, is going to sit back and wait for somebody to solve it. He's going to solve it himself. So if you're new here, welcome to the Prime Minister's Live, where you get to see who he is and get an idea that when you see those expressions, it's just a man who's hard at work. He could also be tired. He is a person with only so much superhuman power. The rest of us are merely human. So we are in East Rural St. Andrew. And there you can see all our campaign vehicles. Isn't it such a beautiful sight? So you have, let me describe the vehicles for you. You have two music trucks. This is one here. The other one I think went ahead. And then you have the Prime Minister's mobile office, which is right behind the box truck. So it's actually three music trucks. The one coming around right now, the one that's right here, and behind it is the Prime Minister's mobile office, where he drives to different parts of his community and meets with persons in his office. Then you have the candidate vehicle, then you have the media vehicle, then you have the police vehicles. Clarendon is after this.
winning team, you know. So we have the vibes now. One on, give me 1 second, because we don't come to play. Where you start off with my boss?
By the way, guys, that is the baddest Leverite DJ. He's the one that keeps the energy high on the
show all your rights! And we are the winning team. This is September 3rd. This is September 3rd. All them are hype up and I run out when them see the winning team are pass. This is September 3rd. You know we have tell them, say ready for boss. Yes, I'm ready. Where's the black go? Where's the black go? Where's the black go? Just the black go. Yes, I'm ready. Show them what's up. Show me. Look how we grade. Look how we look good in our grade. Eh? So when September 3rd and the box them done counting at night, there can only be one winner. And it's the green team. So I want now. Ready go! Ready go! Ready go! September 3rd! What we are now? Marching on to victory. We have a party. Everybody put on finger and stuff. Show a finger. Show a finger. Put them up now. Show a finger. Marching on to victory. We have a party marching. We have a party marching. Marching on to victory. When the box them done come, September she will do. Jump and shout. Tell it all along. Everybody, give me the box. Give me a 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 box. Everybody know. Give me the box now. Give me the box now. Start right. 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 Ready now. One. When you run, tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big dancer. Bend down if he's a big dancer. Waistline cause he's a big dancer. Tell you he's a big dancer. Show them he's a big dancer. Bend down if he's a big dancer. Waistline cause he's a big dancer. Holness turn you to a dancer. He turn you to a dancer. And Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big dancer. Prime Minister 1 PM, so you're gone. Ready again. Talking he answer. Talking he answer. And Holness turn you to a dancer. He turn you to a dancer. Talking he answer. Talking he answer. Everybody focus to the street, bro. Let me go. And Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big. And Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big dancer. Bend down if he's a big dancer. Waist down if he's a big dancer. Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Everybody, yeah. No, everybody look towards me, no, please. And come towards me, please. Please, come towards me. I soon have to flag them, you know. I want to do something for me, eh? Yes, when I tell you to go sell the flag, we have to go sell the flag for me, please, yeah? When you ready? After 3, turn loading, you know. 1, 2, and 3. Ready now, the selector. Letting up from around there. Talking he answer. Say that one. Talking he answer. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. Listen now. And we have the vibes. Winning team. We have vibes. Sorry. Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big dancer. Bend down if he's a big dancer. Wait time cause he's a big dancer. Holness tell you he's a big dancer. Come show them he's a big dancer. Bend down if he's a big
rile up the people and so. It is indeed my great pleasure to be with you this afternoon in support of a wonderful lady who has dedicated her life to politics.
Showers of blessing. Bedward Gardens. Have you ever seen anything like this in over 40 years? Thank you for the warm welcome. Bedward, I am happy that Prime Minister is here today. We were right on these grounds when we issued some 30 titles to the residents of Bedward Gardens. And I do not need to say much. You will see the booklet that was so big it was hard to print of the achievements here in East Rural St. Andrew. I know Bedward ready for their development. So Bedward Gardens, your road and drainage system, your next member of parliament for the third term will still be here with you. And I've spent some time with Housing Agency of Jamaica working on our titling, and no PM is going to speak to it. When I visited the last time, a lot of the youth said to me, Miss Holness, Bedward of whole heap of young people and we don't have any work. This government, once you want to work, we have a low unemployment rate. So make yourself a part of the pool for employment. Jamaica Labour Party is ready to ensure that you get the skills training. Heart NCT vet just up the road. You can walk and go there to develop your skills. This government has given you a salary so that you're earning while you're learning. You ever seen nothing like that yet? So get the skills, and if you need jobs, come to me. My office is there, and you can see by the investment that we are going nowhere. Come to the office and have a discussion so we can identify the jobs that would best suit you. You have a Prime Minister in Andrew Michael Holness. I am struggling to see if I vex that him love Jamaica more. But guess what? I can't blame him. We love Jamaica the most. And so, this Prime Minister has worked tirelessly for more than 27 years for this country of Jamaica. You cannot believe the development because we just never believe it could happen. Nobody believed that we could have 50% unemployment. No one. And so, I want you to give a showerific hello to our Prime Minister before he addresses us. Showers of blessings, Labour, right?
So I came here today on business. We are coming close to the time where we have to seal the deal. And as I drove through your community, I noticed that there are some PNP people and a whole heap of Labourites. Even now, I see that our friends from the PNP are observing because the politics has changed. It's not just curiosity to see a group of Labourites gather and party, but they are equally interested in hearing what their Prime Minister has to say about what the future will look like after the third. Because gone are the days when all people vote by is their tradition and family loyalty. Many of our young people are making their own rational and independent decisions. So you're going to find people who come from PMP households are listening very carefully to what makes sense for them. We are entering into a new generation. There was a time, when I consider myself very young, and then because we are what, Generation X, and then you have Generation Millennials now, and so then, oh well, we are always 1 p.m. We're coming up to what? 1 p.m. It's 1 p.m. So we have a different way of thinking of our young people. And so the way which I conduct my politics is not to exclude anyone. So I'm greeting the PNP who are here listening. Bless up, my friend. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Communities like Bedward Gardens started informally. And because it started informally, it did not have the benefit of proper. Over the years, there have been efforts to try to remediate, correct. And therefore, you see it in the narrowness of the roads, you see it in roads without any drains, you see it in lots that are not properly cut up, and you see it in the general infrastructure not being developed. But there must come a time in our society where the government deals effectively with once and for all ending informality in the country. I want you to understand this. I have been your Prime Minister for 9 years, and no one can say that under my 9 years of administration there has been one informal community that has sprung up. You try and find one, because our government don't believe in informality. That you live in a community that is informal means that the government must support you to regularize. And how do we support you to regularize? First and foremost, the land that you live on, we want to give you the rights to the land. This business of, you're not sure if it's yours or anybody can come and push you off, and then politicians now come and tell you, why? They might come throw you off of the land, If you don't vote for me, the next side will come throw you off. Rubbish. What we want to do is to get you the titles to your land. And it is my administration that changed the law to allow for something called systematic registration of titles. Meaning that you don't have to go to titles office to get your title. We come to you after we declare your area an area for systematic registration. For the last 5 years, we have issued 12,500 titles under systematic registration. We declared an entire parish, we send in the surveyors, we pay for the survey, and we have what is called a dispute resolution adjudication committee of eminent attorneys and people in the community that if there is a boundary dispute, they resolve them, and we give people the titles. We are going to commit to doing 25,000 titles per year in our next term. It can be done, and it will be done, because we have proven the system to do it, and now all we have to do is scale it up. So a community like Bedward Gardens, we will declare this an area for systematic registration for titling. We will come to your house with the surveyor. We will drop the peg for you, mark it out, work with you, and then you will get your title. Once you own your title, it opens up all kinds of opportunities for you and your family. That is the first. When you say, boy, me own this, and no man can take it from him. It also inspires a sense of pride, because when you own it, you will say, don't put your garbage in front of my gate. When you own it and you paint up your place and somebody next door, you know, for them place chaka chaka, you call them and say, look here man, see me I make my investment here and the property value will go up. Do something over there, to no man. That is how you get citizens associations start to form and people start to take charge of their communities. And then all of a sudden, you see your community step up. And that is what we are going to be doing with our title. Last thing, whenever communities are informal, the people tend to want to focus internally and don't go outside. And so you will hear quite a bit of, boy, I can't get no work. Boy, every day I know I can't get no work. Well, let me say this to you. There are 50,000 Jamaicans unemployed. 50,000 Jamaicans looking for jobs and can't find any jobs. Out of 1.4 million Jamaicans who are in the labor force. Well, it's more than that. So it's only 3% of everybody who want to work, working and looking for work is unemployed. Only 3%. You know why that 3% is unemployed? It is not because there are no jobs. They are unemployed because they have no skills for the jobs that are available. At 3% unemployment, the country is almost at full employment. And the biggest cry right now from business people is that they want more people to come into the labor force. How do we get people into the labor force? How do we get the youngster who is living in Bedward Gardens who say, why me stay on the corner, me smoke a weed and me drink a boom and Red Bull and rum and just chill? How do we get him to say, you know what? It is more economical for me to go and work rather than to stay out of the labor force. The first thing you have to do, you have to increase the reward for work. And that is why our government in the last 9 years has almost tripled the minimum wage. We have steadily increased the minimum wage, therefore increasing the incentive for people to come into the labor force. Under my administration, 85,000 persons joined the labor force. Last night I made an announcement that Jamaica is going to move gradually and steadily towards a living wage. It's very important. We developed what we call a policy for work. We want every Jamaican to work. Work is the first step in production. And if we have Jamaicans who are not working, we are losing their productive value. And to get them to work, the work must make sense. When they work, they must be able to at least pay rent, buy food, pay for transportation, pay for their utilities and children's education, and something for emergency. And that is what a living wage is. It's the basic minimum to survive. And I personally believe that as our economy is growing and we are now short of labor, we need to get more labor into the labor force. We have to increase the incentive for people to work. So all the youngsters here in Bedward Gardens who sit down and say, boy, it better be chill because the bus fare now go work out if me have to leave Bedward Gardens to go somewhere go work. Or the baby mother who say, you know what, it better me stay and make my baby father. We need to change that now to get more people to say, boy, at least the minimum wage is meaningful and I will come into the productive labor force. And so, what we announced yesterday is transformational for Jamaica. It is going to bring more people into the labor force. It is going to increase productivity. But more than that, it is going to give Jamaicans hope that their effort, their labor is rewarded and they can get access to a better quality of life. So I said to the youths of Bedwood Gardens, consider what we are doing with heart. Heart training is free. Consider that we have given 2 programs now for young people. One is called the LIFT program. If you have CXCs but you don't have experience, go on that program. If you don't have CXCs and you need training and you need experience, we have the CARE program where we literally give you a stipend and pay your bus fare and give you lunch money to get trained. And we have also said that if you are a young mother and you have a child that was born in 2022 coming forward, we will pay for that child's care so that you can go and get training. You see how much things we're doing? And then now the final thing, we increase the minimum wage so that when you get into the labor force, you know you're getting into the labor force at a reasonable wage rate. All of these things that we are doing will improve quality of life. So I said to the people of Bedwood Gardens, you are not forgotten. Your issues are top of my mind. I ask for your support to continue to work in your behalf. I ask you to consider carefully the choices that you have. One choice, you can only describe it as a promise. The other choice is for performance. We are the government of performance. And I urge you to choose wisely, to choose what is in your best interest, to choose what is in your community's interest, to choose what is in Jamaica's interest. And the Jamaica Labour Party is in the interest of all of you. God bless you. Love you.
Shout, 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 JLP!
One last thing. One last thing. I know the sun kind of hot, but these things have to be said. The PNP is going around spreading all kind of rumors and misinformation about voting. Telling people that we know how you vote, you know. No one knows your vote. You have a ballot. The ballot have a, what they call a counterfoil at the top. And when you get your ballot, they crease it. And when the ballot is going to be dropped in the box, they tear off the counterfoil. So nobody can match back the ballot you got and what you vote. So you are free to vote your conscience. Don't make no PNP tell you no foolishness and intimidate you with lies and misinformation. Vote your conscience. Jamaica is a free and fair democracy, and my government has ensured that every voter can exercise their vote freely, fairly, and without fear.
Showers of blessings, neighbor, right? Third term.
And you Holness, they are the team well strong. JLP, Mr. the team. JLP. But now is up, prosperity around. The whole place tell up. Shower. Enjoy that place, can't stop with your support. Everything good, yeah, the money just afloat. Get on you look, greatness in high school. Believe not yourself, people and have hope. To be winner, progress it have to show. A road have to fix up, money have to flow. Mommy want roof before this time blow. Jumps to my sisters, jumps to my bro. Economy a rise, everything a grow. And you a lead out, them a watch you show. Division real, the people want more. You them future secure, you're the leader, Jamaica say sure. Leader, you're the leader, Jamaica say sure. Prosperity low, that down before. They get no up Yo, from here the voice of Alien to represent for Jamaica Labour Party. You know, straight green was saying, don't I? Early morning wind can know a straight JP. Won't touch the road, how green I like the street. Sweet life, I'm constituency of the weakest. We did that, I don't think that the bridge that will be. Put a little push up on them, so you got it. I'm pops in the few, if you're happy, jump in the night, jump in the market. Them can't so with that, yeah, them see that. Them have them see and get glad. The winning away and the rate easy. The world don't know what we said. And in my heart, I see the right God. It's like I love you, big green and the task. And if you join the team, I want to find and give it up with CJB. Work hard for the rock, got in the seat, I know so laugh. Every time I step in, you can't lose. You want to run through. Me put you in the latest, in the prime. You're the greatest, girl, I know the one. Girl, you know this, so you want to shine. In the view, me put you up on my mind. Straight to the top, and I'm in love with the design. And if you're alright for me, you bring up the guy. Rich, I'ma say every time. Someone for you, girl, fine. Girl, fine. Me put you in the latest, in the prime. Put you in the latest, in the prime. Put you in the latest, in the latest. Fuck a girl from Brooklyn. Just fuck a girl. Fuck a girl from. Fuck a girl from. Shout.
locations. We are driving through Papine, heading to the other end of this Holness's constituency.
Blessed, 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 my dear. Blessed, blessed. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Bless up.
The most honorable until Michael Holness.
other side of the constituency. This would be the more north easterly side of the constituency. And you have a lot of this.
Guys, look at the area that we're driving through. They
This would take us to north now. That's it.
In Jamaica. Choose your MP to continue on the road of prosperity. Choose Holness.
Oh, it's raining.
Bless it. Love it more so.
All right, guys, it's raining, so
Blessings, blessings.
Choose Jamaica. Choose prosperity.
One of the things I'm very proud of, that we were able to do this during
Show us a blessing,
blessings.
Show us.
Blessings.
Your MP coming through.
That's a statue of Miss Lou. And we were able to put this in and decorate the garden. I remember we did this a few years ago. Holness was very instrumental in having this done. I think it's a significant achievement in transforming this lovely little town.
Let's choose Jamaica. Choose prosperity. Let's continue
Alright guys, it looks like PM plans to stay up here whilst it's raining. But as the leader of the shower party,
because of the elevation, you'll always have some form of afternoon precipitation because the sun is very hot. Blessings. So by 1 o'clock, the heat is blessings. So as I was saying, you always have some afternoon precipitation because it was so hot previously that the condensation, blessings, would necessarily have to take place. Blessings. Yes. So it's kind of nice afternoon. Bless. It's a nice afternoon. Really good last one.
Mount to Jamaica Labour Party. Mount to Jamaica District Jamaica. Women's Honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness. Landslide, your MP.
Bless it. Bless.
Choose the property. Choose prosperity.
Bless it.
Charlie Boy.
Bless it. This is a particular kind of rock. It's a very unstable. Blessings. It's a very unstable. It's almost between rock and soil. So this is what happens quite often because it's unstable. You have a lot of landslides here because it's not hard rock. I think they call this shale. So the area is susceptible to land slippages, and there have been many major landslides here. In fact, this road was cut off during the pandemic when there was a tropical storm, and we had to do major work to restore. Bless up.
You still look at them and walk out on the road. Why must you do this? Alright guys, at this point, I'm convinced it's all love. It's all love. I see it on their faces. You see? They say power but then walk over to touch the PM. So it's all love. It's all love. It's clear now guys.
Bless it.
Guys, I think you're gonna enjoy this journey. I don't know, are we passing Cafe Blue? There is a nice cafe up here, so like on weekends or even in the during the week, if a person who has it's a nice little drive to come up, drive quietly, enjoy the beautiful scenery, the mountain range, and then you can have breakfast. A lot of people cycle up this way as well, so if you're part of like a cycling club. And people also hike as well, and a lot of tourists do hashes here as well. So this is a good little, and I think this is one of those areas that would lend itself to an eco-tourism corridor like the Prime Minister was telling us yesterday while we were driving through Perencia's area. you're definitely in for a treat with this view. It's overcast, so it is not showing off its beauty as it would usually do, but you can still appreciate it. Look at that.
How they get a weekly? Blessing, 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 blessing. So when you're on top of this, and you're through the sunroof, and you're driving through some of the communities, and I mean you get all kinds of scents. Obviously you have the fumes of the vehicles. Sometimes really aromatic flavors and scents. Reminds you of your mommy's cooking back in the day. Some really nice fried chicken. Oh.
Here's the view for you. Some of it.
Well, here is the precipitation that we're talking about. You can see it almost like a fog, but it will clear because see, if you look there, you see the sun pushing through.
Guys, that's rain. Okay, this is a little too much rain for me. Oh. All right, guys. So since we can't. Yes.
Yeah. It's been a very hot, sometimes humid and windy tour, but not rain. Yeah, but you can expect rain in as I spent the hill. We should get back to clear weather. So we're heading back down to Papin. I believe to the end of the tour here. We'll stop at Juliet's office. She has a lovely office compound where she services her constituency. Actually, her office is not in our constituency, but quite quite close. Quite close. So while we were in Bedwood, guys. So while we were in Bedwood, God, that there is no wealth without work. You can't create wealth without work. It's fundamental to being a laborite. You can't create welfare by redistribution. Right? You have to create welfare by creating. The only way to create value is by work. So you look at it from two perspectives. One perspective is, how do you ensure that labor is empowered, meaning that the worker is empowered to act. Empowered to actually be able to. And that is to ensure that in the share of the fair share, a fair share. Markets can determine that, but sure that there are proper labor laws in place, that disputes between worker and employer are fairly resolved. But the element that we are not always focused on is the creativity and innovation of labor. How do we get people to be innovative? Look at this labor right.
Look at those persons out in the rain, guys. Look at those persons out in the rain, guys.
Necessarily only for wages, but you can work. Necessarily only for wages, but you can work. So that's a kind of overall on the productivity side and the reward side. In our discussion about work and reward for because as you increase wages without increasing productivity, a part of that administration, and indeed as Jamaica evolves, the conversation about how do we get a fair wage cannot rely wholly and solely on inflation compensation. That is not going to increase revenue. Or even if you increase above inflation. It is an increase in productivity that is going to stabilize inflation. Stabilize inflation and in wages. The question would be asked, what comes first? How do you get an increase in productivity? First, how do you get an increase in productivity? minimum wage as we get closer and closer to full employment. Bring more people into the labor pool, because the truth is the available on our growth potential. And I was in Bedward Gardens today. There were a lot of young people there sitting down not doing a thing. That's leisure for them. How do we change the incentive structure to get them to come into the labor force, to get up early in the morning, take the taxi, go to work, do their 9 to 5 and come home and still feel like they achieved something and created value. And you talk to some of these young guys, they say, why would I do that? You know, give me a hustle something here, or a bridge will give me something, or somebody sends some remittance for me. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to change the work reward incentive structure to get more of our young people into the world of work.
And then of course looking at the age-old question of what comes first. Do you pay people and then get them to be productive, or do you get them to be productive by that increase in payments, because that will stimulate the economy and create the means to pay people more?